So we are back for another month of Imaginarium Theater. This time around it's gonna be with Hydro, Electro and Anima. I'm gonna go through everything on this free-to-play account and hopefully that can help you a little bit. One of the most important things is gonna be preparing all of your characters according to the bosses and the different stages. So let's just go over everything. The first boss is gonna be the Grab. For that one you just want to have some Hydro ideally. Some characters hit the shields better than others. You could technically just smash through it with Electro too, but usually it's just suggested to have some Hydro. For this one's a new Natlan boss. For that one, for Ruina is really good, but honestly any Hydro works. Winat, pretty rough one, but we know the strats here. This one's gonna be pretty funny. I may make a shorter video just explaining the Winat strats. We have one already from like a few months back on an older release, but hey, I'll be going over that too. And for the last one, it doesn't really matter. You can go for whatever. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Like Numa attacks, sure, it's whatever. So yeah, this is what we have. This is what we have on this last month of the year, December 2024. Ain't that crazy? Now, these are all of the trial characters, a bunch of Hydro Electro characters that you don't need. So if you invest in these ones, it won't matter as much as opposed to investing on others if you are pretty close to making it. And just because these characters you get right at the beginning of the stage, and they can clear things totally fine. Out of these things that happen, I just don't have any of them except Shinjo, so I'll just go with my Shinjo, and that's gonna be it. Now, I like to use the auto select first, but honestly, always better to double check. In this case, I don't have enough characters to max it all out, and I do think it's worth it to add as many characters as possible because it gives you some extra buffs. So we are gonna do that, and on top of that, we are gonna invite a supporting cast. That means any characters from our friend list we can add too. The ones I would recommend if you don't have, Nubi and maybe Lini. Any DPS, scary kind of thing that you don't have already would be really nice. So many good options, to be honest. In my case, I want to make it a bit more relatable, so I think I'll just go for like a normal Nubi of some kind, like a bit of an average Nubi. Maybe not even C1, because C1 is a bit too much. Wait, that's my Nubi. That's my own Nubi, though. I just pick my own Nubi. I guess I'll do that. I'll pick my own Nubi from my main account, because that'll be funny. But obviously, there would be some better options depending on whatever you have in your friends list, and if you don't have anyone added, just feel free to let us know. And yeah, maybe we can get someone on your server to help you out a little bit with that. But I do recommend having carries or someone that you don't have already. Because if I had a C6 Yelan when my Yelan is already gonna carry, I'm actually not that much. Okay, maybe that's a bit much. Anyway, let's just get started. I don't want to stall too much. So here's all of the extra buffs we get just from getting some extra characters. And the first thing I would do, bam, companion. We pick companion. Who are we gonna go for? In this case, I guess I'll go for Saino, because Vader's not so invested. I don't like to go for these other buffs at the beginning. I'd rather prioritize characters constantly. I don't like these ones that require pretty specific elements, even if we have them. I honestly don't love these ones either, because some of them are electro resistant, hydro resistant. Those are the elements we have, so that kinda sucks, to be honest. So given the situation, I'm actually gonna pick one of these, just so we get a refresh and we can pick something else that's a bit more normal. Usually you get something like this. I'm a bit more used to it. Let's remove this notification and get on with it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be skipping through anything for the video itself, but I guess we'll find out. What I like to do here first is just something like this. This is gonna be only trial characters for these first two runs. I usually just run the same team. It's pretty standard and it works okay. If you have C6 Kujisana, definitely would much rather have something like that. But this is what we have for now. Bam. The rotations would be something like that. I don't want to use the burst just on that one, so I'm just gonna wait for you. I could have applied Vidia again with Lynette, because it's a new wave of enemies that didn't have their resistances decreased, but whatever. It's just the first stage, it's a bit easier. You can just, you have a bit more room on this one. Now we're gonna move over here. The bursting to Raven, that doesn't make sense if you don't have C6, but hey, we'll have to do. I think that was a bit loud, so I'll turn on the volume a little bit. And we move on to the next one. Now, Kazu, always a good pick. Mona can be pretty nice for some of the ones where we need Hydro, but honestly, that's always fine. Now, for these ones, this one, you gotta pay attention to this one, because this one does give you a character, but it also makes it so you don't get any on the next combat event. So, I don't love that. I'm just gonna go for the reroll. And here on this one, same thing, and this is a discount on the Arena new character. I'm gonna go for Venti, though it does make sense to use Xiao just for the carries, but Venti is actually so nice on the 2 chambers we have, or the 2 fights after the crab, which is gonna happen relatively soon. We're gonna save the rest of the points for extra characters, because we already know what we are gonna be using for this one. So it's gonna be the same, and also the scenery is always opening. It does change as we progress through everything, and this is also on visionary mode. Maybe I didn't specify that. If you don't have enough characters, you're gonna have to go for some lower difficulties. Hard difficulty doesn't include the Winat, which is the most annoying boss. So hey, it's always like just enough. Another. I'm not gonna wait. Not gonna wait for the skill from Lynette. That is totally fine. I usually wouldn't recommend like forcing. Ew, freeze. I wouldn't usually recommend going for certain characters or like leveling up some characters only for theater. Dude, this is still a bit too loud, isn't it? How can you pause? With escape? With escape you can pause. I'll lower it a bit more so we can have be a bit more chill. Yeah, a bit more like that. Just supposed to be in the background. Okay, I hate getting frozen so much. Maybe I should have paid a bit more attention to that. But hey, that's fine. That is fine. Unless I could skip using Kokomi at all. Wish she didn't apply Hydro like that. Anyway, if we had picked Xiao, maybe I would go for Faru, because she's a C6 one. In this case, we're gonna go for Shincho Yelan combo, so we can use it against the crab. Before that, we have a companion to be added here. I wouldn't recommend adding Cookie at all, unless you have Collie. If you have Collie, you can do Hyper Bloom. If you don't, you cannot really do much with Cookie, to be honest. But hey, it's an extra character either way. We don't need another one for this one, so I guess I'll skip on this one. Yeah, it's fine. This is gonna be mainly Shincho Yelan. With all of these elements, there's a lot of good characters, so inevitably you're probably gonna have to use some things you don't want to use so much. In this case, I'm using Cookie as a bit of a filler. Sino just cause, I guess. Ideally, definitely wouldn't use a thing like that, but hey, close enough. We'll save some of the other characters for later. It always does an attack right at the beginning. I like to start with Shincho. Shincho's pretty good to break these things. Cookie Burst, that's okay. And now we are gonna go right into Sinus Burst. Oh, I thought that would break it already. Yeah, that's fine. I missed the skill, but hey, it doesn't really matter. Oof. Yeah, honestly, I'm not even gonna use Sino. We're just gonna go back to Yelan and yeet, and finish up this one. Ideally, we're gonna try to get all the stars. Not sure if we are gonna be able to, but hey, that would be the plan. Do note that these little stars, the one we get from defeating opponents within 70 seconds, do not give you any extra rewards. Technically, you get an achievement or first time, the first time you get it. So, like, sure, if you want to, that can be nice, but that's about it. And now for this one, you can get one with one of the mechas. It's only one enemy. If you see that it's only one enemy, one of those mechas, that one's really easy, because you can just play with them. In this case, I did pick Venti preemptively, and we can just Venti our way into this one. Either of these two would work pretty well. Technically, you can go for that one too, but I'd rather go for these ones that are a bit easier to manage. Let's go for this one. That should do it. Oh, the scenery changing again. Look at these beautiful colors. It's so pretty. Now, I'm gonna use Cookie again. Ooh, that'd be funny. I'm gonna use a weird team. A Kazu, Venti, Cookie, Mona, Venti together are actually pretty cool. We're basically gonna rely on just their damage, and that's about it. Since Yelen are a bit more single target, we're gonna hope to get more, just some different characters later. So yeah, let's go for that. It's gonna be a bit of an odd one in a way, but it's fine. I'm gonna start with just some Electro, or rather infuse Electro. And even, maybe I should have applied Hydro to do to infuse Hydro with Kazuha at least. Honestly, if you have Venti, it's already enough. Because this is just crowd control. You don't have to kill them, it's just gonna reduce the time a little bit. But there's no need per se, like it's fine. So we're gonna go and crowd control them again, have some new ones spawn. But technically here, it doesn't really matter. Hydro takes priority, so we'll infuse Hydro with you. But just like that, that's pretty nice. Wait. So on these ones, even though they can be a bit awful, we're just gonna line it up. We can use characters now we usually wouldn't use together here, and that is gonna be totally fine. Some of the buffs can help, like the Hydro and Electro one, the Electro Charge one and whatnot, but honestly, I don't read them all that much. I think it's more important to pay attention to the enemies that you're going up against than going against the red characters. We got even an achievement, so aim, even better. Now for this next one, we are, I would love to, with an official, so I don't want to pick Beidou. So I'm gonna go for Tartaglia, even though he's not gonna do all that much right now. Now we have a lot of points and we're starting to run out of characters, so I'm actually gonna do a little reset. And this time we got a companion random, which I love. We don't have Xiao, so picking Faru doesn't matter that much. But we don't have Rina either, so picking Chunin won't change all that much. Well, now we are getting Rina, except we are not, because I'm gonna pick Nubi. And now we got a free one. Things are rolling a bit better now. And Mystery Cash, 15 points is usually pretty cheap for that, so that's pretty cool. 67% chance of getting 90, we got 90, huge. Electro Charge is gonna be happening most of the time, we're just gonna pick the first one, because why not? Hydro as well, let's pick just one of them, and I already regret picking so many. Hopefully we can pick two characters now. Song Li, because we already have two Animos, I guess it's fine. And we are gonna pick this one, because this one's another one, I mean it says it here, her name is easily grouped, so we are gonna opt for that one too. I don't know why I got disconnected, but we are back here. We're just gonna pick the first one, because these ones are easily grouped, and we have characters for that. So, hopefully we can do something similar to the previous one. On this one I believe you do have to kill enemies, yeah it says it here, defeat 22 opponents, so something with a bit more damage would be nice. I don't want to use Kazuha and Venti on the same one right now. So let's try to use... Oof, this is kinda rough. Mona, Sino, Venti, Song Li. Does it make sense? No, not at all. Definitely not a team I would usually use, but we just kinda have to work with what we have. So I wanna leave some of the better characters for later, like Nubi, Shincho, Yelan and such, and Faru for the DPS ones. So let's try to make it happen like this. And if it doesn't work, you can always retry. So that's fine. At least Song Li does synergize with Sino, the other ones not so much. We'll try to make it work. And it's also a bit of an underinvested Sino, to be honest. And honestly, I don't want to spend that long on fail. Yeet. Let's see if we can Venti our way. Yeet. I kind of don't want to... There we go. This one wasn't getting dragged, but now he is. Poof. It really is basically just Venti doing everything, eh? Do I just Venti again and do everything with Venti? Honestly, it's a bit of an option. I guess I'll just sign a little bit. There is a bit of downtime, a bit of Venti downtime. Let's get it back. It is nice having enough ER. Yeah, this is actually enough. We don't even need anything else. I I could have obviously used someone like Nubi to make it a bit easier, but I didn't know it was enough. Now here's the interesting thing. We can stop it here, press P, it says abandon challenge, and you can pause it right there, save yourself like 40 seconds or so, whatever it may be for you, and you still get all of the rewards. So that's pretty cool. We're gonna pick Farina because she's more important than Shanyun, especially for this one. Ideally we would get another free character here, but it doesn't really matter because this boss is not that hard, so we're just gonna go with these options. Farina, Nubi, Jin plus Tartaglia would be pretty nice. Maybe a bit too much, maybe a bit overkill, to be honest. I mean, it is overkill, but kinda inevitable. If I was to use someone else, Tartaglia is not gonna carry himself. So, yeah, whatever. We'll just use that. Definitely a bit too much. Now, here's what I would recommend. I'm gonna apply BB just cause it doesn't really do anything. We're just gonna use Farina. Because as you can see, the little pets get all the way to the top. So yeah, pretty cool. We're gonna break that. I'm not really sure how that works. I guess we'll see once it releases an abyss and it becomes a challenge. But yeah. There we go, pretty cool. Tartaglia doesn't even have to do anything. He's just there for the +1 basic attack. And that's it. We just go Farina, Jin, applying BB and getting the heals for Farina. And just Nubi our way into this one. Good. So yeah, I knew it was gonna be overkill, but it's fine. It's comfy. It's comfy. And now we are gonna pick Xiao, which I actually really wanted to get. And another Animo would be nice if we get Shanyun. Now we got the Xiao. Oof, another one? You know what, we're gonna pick another one. We didn't need another Animo, but it is nice nonetheless. I like to go for these ones a bit more than the other ones. These ones are just annoying, and these ones require just full-on Hydro. I'd rather just not worry about the restrictions, especially if I end up having to switch up the teams a little bit in any way. Let's just try to keep it quick. We're gonna do Xiao with Faru. These three are important to have together. Ideally, I would have like a random fourth. I kind of want to have like some kind of elements to at least get some swirls, but I don't want to use any of these elements specifically. So I'm actually thinking of just using Sucrose. Going full on Mono Animo and maybe Singly for the next one if I do need it more. But I think this should be enough, to be honest. Yeet. I guess Sucrose for grouping may be okay. Sometimes it messes it up a bit more than... Oof, not swirling anything is pretty painful, I'm not gonna lie, but let's see if I can make it work. You don't want to be in the middle because it pushes them back a little, but hey, they should do it either way. It's fine, we just go through another rotation. Start off with Faru because our burst lasts longer. Onto Shanyun. You would want to do the skill first technically. If you have 3 lintels or you need more energy, going for Sucrose is cool, otherwise we can ignore her, to be honest. We're gonna start with you because the other one usually comes to us. Oh, starting from the side so it gets pushed back onto the other ones, and soon they'll be grouped up. I mean, by the time they're grouped up it doesn't really matter anymore, but then again, you want to use the skill, not the burst first on Shanyun, but I still messed that up. This time we're gonna go for the other one because it has way more HP. We don't have much time here, to be honest. So looking at 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Nice. You can end it on 0 seconds and still get it. If you think it's too close, just restart, it's fine. We're gonna get official, great one to get. Oof. Winat, I kinda forgot about you. Let's go for Electro Charge because we're probably gonna use some kind of Electro Charge. And this one's the hardest one to get good stuff on. Or at least to get the stars is gonna be pretty tricky, not gonna lie. So we maxed out the Electro Charge, we don't have extra characters right now. We're just gonna go like that, I'm not even gonna get anything else. We do have Shincho, Yela, Nubi, we do have some good options. I'm thinking this is just gonna be something like this, a Taser Nubi with Fischl. is C0 Farina, C0 everybody, basically. So yeah, this should work pretty well. You can do some other combinations like Shincha Yellen. I actually really like Yellen to move across the platform to go from one rotation to a different one, so could be a good option. I wouldn't use Animo DPS because this one has even more Animo resistances. So yeah, I wouldn't really do that ideally. Now here's what it's gonna do. It's gonna either spawn from the bottom or spawn across. This time it did it from the bottom, so we're just gonna get a quick Hydro Swell, go to you, and it's gonna spawn right where I'm looking, behind us where we spawned ourselves, right? So we're gonna prepare everything, we're gonna pre-fire, and then do our cycle corresponding to that. Now across, you stay around that side of the map, and it's gonna spawn on the opposite one. We don't want to spend anything, it's gonna spawn now here. If you stay around here again, Fischl we can use because we always have good uptime, unless you don't have good ER, which is a whole different issue. But we're gonna do a bit of damage. We go here to the bottom, you don't have to, but I like to go here to the bottom. We're gonna prepare all of our stuff, and we're gonna swirl something on it, which is gonna make it pretty easy to just get our rotations going. Now, I didn't have enough ER for Fischl right there. Oh, no, to be honest. We're gonna try not to waste any time. Yeet. And now it's gonna come from the bottom again, and we still have enough time. So, in this case, it was fine. If you don't have enough investment or you have to try again, that is fine. It's totally normal. That is gonna be the hardest one, probably. Saju is just gonna be an extra character. Definitely one more character. It's gonna be Bennett, a pretty small one, maybe with Shell. Electro Swell wouldn't hurt, to be honest. I like the Wolfies. They're not too bad. The Star Challenge means that you have to get one of the big Wolfies out of a bunch of enemies. I mean, it's just gonna be small Wolfies and big Wolfies. Anyway, let's just go for this one. It's fine. I like this one a bit more. You can kinda use anything. I'm thinking a single target is fine because you only have to go for one specific character. You can also go here to the bottom left and challenge details, even though you cannot see it because I'm covering it up. You can see all of the details, how many more you're missing. So in this case, since we only have 2 more stages, I know I can use Bennett and not miss out on anything. I'm not sure if we are gonna use Xiao on the next one. I kinda rather use the Shinchayalan Sucre's Fischl on the next one. So I think we're gonna use anything else for the other ones. So something like this is gonna be really good for this one. We're just gonna use that, and we can still use whatever we want to for the next one. Now we're gonna start off with Faru, Shanun skill onto the burst, and then Bennett. A skill onto Xiao, double skill burst, wait for the big one. Oh, you are actually already here. This obviously has pretty good AoE, but we are mainly just making sure we hit this first one. And if you think this Xiao does pretty well, do know that the talents right now are 1-1-1. So, hey, if he can do it, any Xiao can do it. Yeet. Ideally, we would move a bit more towards that side I'm going to. I didn't use the skill first just for that. Did you? Just... Okay, there we go. But yeah, we still have 38 seconds, and this may not be enough time, to be honest. This is not looking all that good. Let's see if we can still do this. It's moving all over the place because of the targeting here. 23 seconds. We need to get it within this next cycle. Let's see if we can do this. We do stagger them all. We do have all of the buffs at the same time now. Yeah, it should be fine now. But know that you can always pause it right here and restart performance. You can go to rewind performance if you want to go back a few cycles. That is also an option. We still have 40 seconds left, and we're just gonna press P, get out of here, and go on to the next one. We got the full star. Kachin is gonna be the last character we get in case we need her. What did I say I was gonna use? Oh yeah, that kind of like a taser thing basically. I guess we can go for like one of each of these ones because Hydro Swirls are gonna happen, Electro Swirls are gonna happen. Technically, we get more out of this one. We don't care about the healing, so we'll go for this one. The bursts are expensive, so we're just gonna go for you. The only tricky thing about this one is that it has a bunch of attacks. You don't need a healer, but it can be nice. In this case, we're gonna go like this. I like Sucrose a bit more than Kazu here as a driver. Yeah, we can just go like that. So it should be fine. We did have arguably too many characters, because I do tend to focus a lot on getting more characters, but it's fine. It's fine. Now we're gonna be ready for all of these planches. Yep, as long as you get the timing for those, you'll be fine. Yep, and even if you get hit, it doesn't do like that much damage. And now another one. But you can always do planches, because this boss enables planches. So yeah, that's how we were gonna do it. Definitely not perfect rotations, but it was more than sufficient. So hey, we happy with that. We happy with that. That's how we concluded this one. Oh, the Sucrose burst right in the middle. It froze right there, that's funny. But yeah, this one, compared to other ones, is not so painful. Obviously, it really depends on whatever you have for characters yourself. Maybe you hate Hydro characters, maybe you hate Animo characters, whatever it may be. Maybe you don't have, Nubi carries a lot, I don't know. But hey, if this, on average, this is gonna be a bit easier, and it's gonna feel a bit better than previous ones in my opinion. I've done a lot of theaters for people at twitch.tv/milkimpact. If anybody's interested, I run it with a channel point system, and I'm there every day. So I'm pleased to get that, and we can try to help you out a little bit. And it's kind of interesting to see all of these stats, so I'm just letting them roll while I yap a little bit. But hopefully this was helpful. I think this one's actually fine. There's synergy between all of the characters, Hydro, Electro, Animo, and for the most part everything makes sense. So it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel bad. It's okay. I do like Abyss still way more than any other option, but hey. And oh, here's pretty interesting because you can see all of the characters here. But then again, if you miss any of these stars, it's just a bit extra. It doesn't really matter. So, you know, it's just a bit of a flex because it shows on your profile during that rotation. But that's about it. No biggie. Maybe it does show in the future in some kind of stats, like year recap or something. And now you can skip from one act to another, so it doesn't take as long as before. So hey, little improvements we're getting on theater. That was my free-to-play account. A bit of an abandoned one because I don't have any Netherland characters. I don't have much investment on Fontaine characters. I don't have Nubi, Arlecchino, and many other significant ones. But hey, we still made it work. So it's that's kind of the point with this kind of video. Just going to a more relatable account in a way, because this one, you know, it's, even if I don't use it as much anymore, this account does have a lot of time invested. So, but hey, it's still more accessible than my main account and others. So I like to use this one as a reference. And now a little tip here: if you're overcapping on keys, because the requirements are pretty high, most people are not gonna have like a level 90 for like all of these ones. But if you're overcapping, you have 4 out of 4 and you can still claim these two. You can actually, even if you don't have these ones at 90, you can just unlock them, you know? You can be like, oh, unlock them, there we go, and now I claim this too. And you don't even have to do it, you can unlock it for anyone. Maybe that's pretty obvious, but I didn't even know that. So, hey, I mean, I don't know which one I'll go for. I'll save the 4 and decide on the next rotation, whatever that's gonna be. But hey, that's a quick little tip. And if you talk to Wolfie here, you can also see the little tricks. For these ones, we do get some of the new ones a bit more often. I think every season we've been getting some new ones. So we have the official one, which in my opinion is pretty cool. Kokomi, Alhaitham, Gamin is pretty cool too. I don't have some of these characters, I usually don't even get these, but hey, cool stuff. Cool stuff. If you want to pick up any of them, you can just see all of those from the camera settings. So hey, hopefully this was helpful again, and if you want me to do more like this in the future, let me know. I may do them either way, I don't know, we'll see. And I'll try to work on a bit of a Winnet tutorial again, for those who may be struggling just specifically in that and don't want to see through everything. Okay, anyway, bye. I'm done. Bye, thank you. Plop, plop.